Hello, citizens of YouTube. This is the Geeky Nerd here, and today we're going to be doing a quick little review discussion on RCM barrels, and specifically how they interface with H&K pistols. So before we get into it, I'd like to say a big thank you out to everyone who has liked, commented, and subscribed on the previous videos. I always appreciate it and always enjoy talking to you guys and just engaging with the whole 2A community. If you're new here to the channel, welcome. If you enjoy this video, enjoy this type of content we have here, please consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. So with the PRA out the way, let's get into it. So this is my HK Usp Compact. Love this pistol. And if you're wondering how I did a color fill, you check that out here on the channel. Should be right up here. But that's not this video. This video is talking about RCM barrels. So the HK Usp Compact, again, I love it. Built like a brick outhouse. And one thing though that is that I want to do is always suppress one, just because I don't have to buy like the USP 9 tactical or the USP full size, and I just want to use my existing pistols. And looking for a threaded barrel for this thing is dang near impossible, at least in the 9mm. Now, Jarvis threaded barrels, Jarvis Custom Machine Shop, they're fantastic. I have the threaded barrels on many of my pistols. Definitely top quality, top notch. But they only make the Usp Compact in 40. They don't make it in 9. So it's one hard thing to find. It's just a rarity to find. I did find this on HK Parts. I believe it was 200 and something, which is pretty standard. Definitely not like a cheapo Tribe Glock barrel. So, definitely costs a bit of money. So for that, made this video to kind of inform you guys what you're getting for that money. Now, again, this came off of hkparts.net or .com, whatever it is. You guys know the site. And so far, it's served me pretty well. Do have a few gripes about it, but that's just me. First of all, looks fantastic. Secondly, safety check. Nothing in the mag. All clear. If I could decock properly. That's what she said. Now, looking at the barrel, it obviously fit finish. Pretty much functions just fine. The biggest question, obviously, with barrels is accuracy. I will say that the HK barrel, when doing some kind of quick shooting, just rapid fire, that the HK does appear just to have a squeak out just a bit more accuracy, even though this barrel is technically longer. Now, obviously, suppressor, kind of changes things, but regardless, HK barrel a bit more accurate, and I'll explain why. Looking at the markings here, you have HK USP-C, T as tactical, and yeah, function looks pretty much just fine. No noticeable, perceivable play between the barrel, as far as for the lockup. No real side to side. Actually, let's take the slide off. Oh, come on. I've done it a few times. Put that off the side, You can see it does have just a bit of light through, but the standard HK barrel has that as well. Now, one thing is that with these, you can't take it off without unthreading the barrel. Now, I did go 13.5 by 1 left-hand thread, because HK fanboy. Well, I just figured I preferred it a bit more, and I'll explain more in a second. But looking at that light, kind of comparison between the two, basically the HK barrel fits essentially the same as far as for lockup, fit, and finish. Of that, looking here, you do see that it does say RCM 1911. Not sure why it's not a 1911. Assume that's the tool grade steel that it's marking. But looking at it, it is nicely finished. Threads are nice again, 13.5 by 1 left hand. So looking comparison between the two. Really no perceivable difference between them, except for when you look head on. So one thing you will notice, just the geometry of the feed ramps. You do see that the HK is a bit more wider, just a bit more pronounced. to where the RCM is just the slightest bit more narrow. HK definitely has a bit of a, like, especially when you look up closer inspection. Can see the HK has a bit more beefed up on those edges. Just generally a bit of a better feed ramp. Generally, I'd say about same angle, but definitely a bit wider on the HK, a bit better on the HK, a bit thicker on the HK. Just always a bit better. Of course, what are you going to expect? HK, no compromise, right? HK fanboy. Looking at the tops, you can see essentially the same there. But here's the big reveal. Barrels. So obviously this is a polygonal, whatever your sauce is, rifled barrel, and the RCM on the left here is just standard rifling. So what's the real difference when it comes to there? Well, first thing is that the I'll just say polygonal for the time being. If you say it a different way, you can correct me on there. But on the polygonally rifled barrel, you're going to get a few things. One, you're going to get increased accuracy just because there's less interfacing with the bullet, just as it's, getting that spin on and traveling down your barrel. It's also going to be easier to clean because instead of having lands and grooves, to where you have to get a patch in between those lands and grooves, which are just just cut in there, it's going to be a lot smoother of a profile. So you don't have to get in there, because you can see here, it's pretty much just a smooth cut face to where this has noticeable ridges. You're also going to get extended barrel life because there's less friction occurring in the barrel as the bullet is traveling down it. Because there's less contact going on, it's going to extend the life. So extended life, they also say it's more durable. Now, I do know for a fact that HK barrels, they are proofed to be able to shoot a squib out. So God forbid, in the unfortunate circumstance, you do get a squib, obviously first, put your gun down. But in the case that you have some weird life or death situation to where you have a squib, which if you have a life or death situation first and then you have a squib, boy, someone's really stacking the cards against you. But in the instance, HK has proven that their barrels can withstand shooting out a squib. So they've intentionally caused a squib load, which a squib load is basically a round that is stuck in the chamber, and then fired another round behind it and blew out the object without causing too much detriment to the barrel and still being able to shoot accurately. Of course, there was a slight bulge, but that's just a testament to HK's design, durability, reliability, legacy, the whole works. So that's definitely one thing it has going for it. And one reason why it's able to do that is that polygonal rifled barrel. And that's just because it makes a much smoother, much easier contact going out. And because it really isn't... It is interfacing with the bullet, but not as much as the lands and grooves of standard button rifling. That's why it wasn't able to affect, or that's why it wasn't affecting accuracy as much. Now, the RCM being a standard barrel, definitely nothing wrong with it. Definitely no quirks, but that is just one thing to note. Obviously, if I'm using this as a carry gun, I'm going to be using my standard HK barrel, but just for the range toy for suppressor use, which is mainly why you have this threaded barrel, it's perfectly fine. So that's just one thing to consider looking at from the other direction. You can kind of say, maybe if I hold up to the light a bit more. Yeah, you can see that just difference of rifling. So... also barrel profile as well. You can see that the HK is just a bit thicker again with that whole blowing a squib out. So just one thing to consider. Now, the one thing I do have a gripe with this RCM, and this is the only part, it does come with a thread protector. However, it's a thread protector that is only a thread protector because it's better than nothing. This is definitely something I'm going to be upgrading. When you're threading this, if I can thread this right, I don't know if you can hear this. It's definitely not a smooth smooth thread protector. Now it does work, but you can feel it. It feels like there's like little pieces of sand in it, like almost like grit. I did confirm that it wasn't the barrel or anything like that. Now it has warning because I've kind of just worked it back and forth. I did confirm it wasn't the threads. I do have a different thread protector. So the threads on here are fine. It's these cheapo thread protectors. Additionally with this, if you get this and you want to keep it for a long time, I do recommend upgrading it because, as you see, there is no protection for the crown. Why is that important? If you mess with the crown of any type of barrel, as the bullet's leaving, that will be the final area that it contacts, and if it is askewed in any way, shape, or form, then it's going to throw off your accuracy to where it makes it all the way up here and just says yeet to the left. So I do like the thread protectors where it basically goes across the top and just kind of provides a lip around that barrel to just prevent any kind of damage to the crown. Again, minor pick. It was free, did come with the barrel, so really can't complain too much there. But they do sell upgrade. I think it's like $20 or something like that. You know, you can find other ones from like downrange thread protectors. So they are the ones that I recommend. But in short, guys, that's just a kind of quick overview between the RCM and the HK barrels. In short, if you're going to have a range toy, get an RCM. If you're looking for a replacement barrel, if you're on a budget, get an RCM. But if you can afford just a little bit extra, go with an HK. If you're going a defensive pistol or one that you're trusting your life on, HK, no compromise. So with that, hope everyone is having a wonderful, awesome, fantastic day. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking, commenting, or subscribing, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you guys.